want to tell you about a really special pack of tunes that we have here. But first, a little personal history. I Probably everybody in our generation couldn't say that they were not one of their biggest influences in their lives were the Beatles. I was lucky enough to be just on the young side of when they became popular here in the United States. And I started playing guitar right around that same time, 1965 or so, and was playing some of their tunes. I remember playing the Harrison one. Do you want to know a secret? It wasn't a Harrison tune, but anyway, playing that with some of my teachers' friends and things like that, and I wasn't that all familiar with it, and it had bar chords in it. I remember thinking that was the song that kind of carried me over the bar chord hurdle. It was Do You Want to Know a Secret? I've never told anybody that before. Keep it secret. But the tunes that they came up with, as I kind of evolved as a guitar player, I liked doing instrumental versions of songs, and so I was of course challenged by figuring out what the heck was going on in Blackbird, just without singing it. It's a beautiful tune, and Here Comes the Sun, which of course George plays with a flat pick. But as time went on, I did instrumental arrangements, and about 35 years ago, I put together my second album of instrumental songs, and it was all Beatles tunes. We called it A Beatles Collection. We ran into different kinds of copyright problems with that. Never did have an LP of it. They had gone extinct by the time CDs came around, but I did make this album that had 21 Beatles tunes. Not on the album, but anyway, what we have here is a collection of all the instrumental arrangements that I've done, our Fingerpicking Beatles Super Pack, all the instrumental arrangements that we have at Totally Guitars of Beatles tunes. There are about 20 or so, and there are more coming, and they will always be added to this pack. So if you get it now, you'll be getting some extra songs free later on. But and it includes some really complicated ones like Blackbird. I got to tell you, that one is a challenge, the instrumental version of Blackbird. The accompaniment version I use that as a kind of beginning to intermediate fingerpicking song. But some of the ones that aren't so difficult, there are some that are a challenge because of a lot of stretchy chords that are not fast. Because picking out the melody, which is on the album. What else is in there? When I'm 64. Anyway, you can read up more about all the songs that are included in this pack. But the big news is right now we're running this at a really good deal. Price will not stay the same. So we're running a special this weekend, and it only lasts a couple of days. But the real big deal is we are throwing in as a bonus an MP3 version of the album, my album, A Beatles Collection, and that means you've got all my arrangements from 35 years ago or so. And not only that, I put out a book that had all of the arrangements written out. And this, as PDF files, is also now included in one of the songs. They're hidden away in one of the tunes. But I really encourage you to check it out. There's even a slack key version of Here Comes the Sun. There are two versions of Here Comes the Sun. One picking it normally, which is how I've taught it to people for years. I normally didn't have people learn this with a flat pick. It's how George really played it, but it's a little more difficult. The finger picking one is a lot more organized. So, okay, you got all the info. We've got a ton of tunes here in the Beatles Super Pack, Beatles Finger Picking Super Pack. These are just including their latest song, Now and Then. So hopefully you've heard that, and that is part of this package. But really encourage you, if you're a finger picking fan, which I think a lot of the people here are, because it's what I really push, and you got to be a Beatles fan, so you got to check this pack out.